Hello. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's Samiksha, the content extraction for UPSC Civil Services Mains General Studies Paper 1 to 4 and essay writing. This is Samiksha series. This is Dhanu who is doing this series. So everyone will be worried what is the content that we have to take for our UPSC from the Hindu. So I am consolidating it. Right. Let me go into this. Today it is 30th September. Right, the last day of September. Just quickly deal with what are the things here. Supreme Court acts as 51-year-old couple. Single women get equal abortion rights. Now this is getting equal rights where you can use this thing in essay writing ethics as well as in GS paper 2. Prohibiting single women with pregnancies up to 24 weeks from accessing abortion while allowing the same thing for married women is amounting to discrimination. Now, what is this? In India, as of now, women who is carrying up to 24 weeks, right? If she is a married woman, if there is some complications in pregnancy, then they can go for abortions. So, whereas single women with pregnancies between 20 to 24 weeks are entitled to access the same safe and legal abortion care as married women. Earlier, this was not there. Now, Supreme Court said that this can be allowed even for married women. So, this is the case. Just remember one thing: they have allowed up to 6 months or 24 weeks. Abortions can be permitted even for a married woman or a single woman. That is an unmarried woman. That is what it is being said, so that it will remove discrimination between married women and unmarried women. This is the first thing. Sexual assault of wife can take form of rape. Now this is something speaking about marital rape. As per IPC, marital rape is not considered as a rape, right? It is not recognized under IPC. Now Supreme Court is hearing that. Let's wait and see what Supreme Court says here. Now this sexual assault can be considered as a rape. That Supreme Court has said. We have to see final order what it is going to say. Two things, you can use that in various contexts. Focus on your workouts. This is not for UPSC but for your personal things, right? In order to ensure that the youth are not suffering from cardiac arrest, stress due to hectic lifestyles and irregular eating habits are responsible for lifestyle diseases, right? So what we have to do is, people who are crossing around 40 years of age, they have to do annual medical checkups, as there is every possibility of deposition of cholesterol in blood vessels. So they have to do some regular checkups and regular workouts. So this is for all of us. Let's do some workouts every day so that it will make us to be healthy. Next, carrying on. Excavations shed light on Tipu Sultan's unfinished fort. Now this can be used only in prelims about Tipu Sultan, not much relevance in mains. So leave it. Again, cotton growers in Karnataka are worried over due to excess soil moisture. Recently, there is excessive rainfall in the year in Karnataka. As a result, it not only damaged the crops but it also increased the moisture levels inside the soil. As a result, this is not fertile for growing of cotton. Again, this can be used for prelims. What are the various conditions required for growing of soil? That is the thing. After the floods, Bengaluru needs to clean up its act. What does this mean? Recently, Bengaluru faced huge flood crisis. Now, the author is speaking about something called "We have to enact or clean up its act." That is, people who have encroached into the so-called natural flow of the rivers and lakes, they have to clean up those things. So, this is to ensure that these things will not revive again. Just one line. India lacks a complete pediatric cardio care service centers. Obviously, this can be used only one sentence. This can be used in uh, healthcare of India, particularly children healthcare or pediatric healthcare. Right now, sledgehammer style PFI and its affiliates is a Russian one. Recently, Ministry of Home Affairs has banned this. However, this is speaking that it is done in a very quick manner. It should not be done in that way. Though they are doing some illegal activities, yes, it is likely that they will get this punishment, but nonetheless, we have to ensure that this will not be misutilized to target those who are engaged in legitimate protests, such as if some people are protesting against the discriminatory pieces of Citizenship Amendment Act, then UAPA should not be used as a measure to tackle this dissent. So legitimate protest has to be allowed, but under this draconian law of Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, you should not arrest these people. So it is like sledgehammer impact. Again, you can write on both sides saying that yes, PFI is doing some illegal activities which is a threat to national security. As a result, the ban is valid. Nonetheless, whenever you are exercising unlawful activities prevented act, legitimate protest has to be allowed in the Indian context, so that there will be peaceful demonstrations. Evolving chair. This is about the recent appointment of new CDF, the second CDS, Chief of Defence Staff, Mr. Anil Chauhan, 61. So recently, he was made as the CDS officer. Now he has some extreme works, that is called, he has to complete the task taken by the former Chief of Defence Staff, Mr. Bipin Rawat, that is integrated theatre command structures. He has to complete this. This CDS post was created in the year 2019, and the first CDS was Bipin Rawat. In 2019, in order to create that, the Ministry of Defence has also created a new department known as Department of Military Affairs, and he was made as the Chief Secretary for it. And CDS is also the principal military advisor to the Defence Minister and a permanent chair of Chief of Defence Staff. All this can be used in prelims context, nothing from mains context. Now, what it is saying is the functions of CDS has to be made very clear. The eligibility norms has to be made very clear, so that they can resolve the issues that is pending in this integrated theatre command structures, and they can evolve very soon with integrated theatre command structure. That is what the thing is. So again, if you look at this editorial page, only one liners here and there. First one is sledgehammer. That is, whenever you are using draconian laws like Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and AA Act, you should not strike out legitimate protests. Second thing is evolving change. CDS has to be the functions of CDS has to be made more clear, more elaborative, so that the eligibility conditions should be not changed more frequently, so that people will be having a clarity on what is the functions of this person. India lacks a complete pediatric cardiac center, service centers. Yes, this is some problem. Just remember this. We do not have cardiac care for infants or children. After the floods, Bengaluru needs to clean up its act. This is about to come back to your normalcy. How much should India prop up the rupee? This is this is speaking in context of recent decline of India's rupee, depreciation of rupee against the dollar. Now, this is saying that because of depreciation, RBI is controlling very hard to maintain the stability of the rupee. How it is injecting dollars into the market from its reserves. As a result, forex reserves are dipping very low, and we have seen it has dipped for about $94 billion were released into the market in the last 1 year, which made forex reserve to be standing at $545 billion. Now, yesterday also I said in our current affairs that this is the lowest, or 20% decline has seen, and this is the lowest ever since 2007 financial crisis. Not the number, but the fall, 20%. Now, in this, they are speaking about something called why this is happening. What is this author is saying that rupee value is depreciating majorly because yes, there are some global factors such as Russia, Ukraine war, food prices, fuel prices, but at the same time, the most important factor is the hike in Federal Reserve rates by the US government, right? As a result, FPIs were moving out of the country, and there is creating some problems. Now, this article is important in the context of prelims. Please watch my Astra series, where I will be telling what are the prelims components here. But for mains, you do not have much relevance here. Bihar CM promises to take action on IAS officer. The IAS officer in news is Harjot Kaur Bamra, and ironically, she was in news for all the wrong things, lack of empathy, and the apathetic statement that she has made when she was answering to some girl children in some schools. The context is this: some girl children, they asked this IAS officer, she was the secretary of Women and Child Development in Bihar. They asked her that why can't government provide free sanitary napkins. This woman said that yes, if you are depending on everything on government, tomorrow you'll ask some jeans, free jeans. Day after tomorrow you'll ask some free shoes, and when you go for family planning, you'll also ask for providing of free nirods from the government. This is unnecessary comment. This is a pathetic comment that she has made, and this shows like why an IAS officer, and she was also being the Chief Secretary of Women and Child Development Ministry, making these comments is ridiculous or apathetic. So you can write this in the context of ethics, how an officer should not be working, right? This is the thing. Now, more foreign terrorists after in Jammu and Kashmir after Afghan situation, after Afghanistan was taken by Taliban, it is reported that more foreign terrorists were intruding into Jammu and Kashmir. Just remember this, as said by the Jammu and Kashmir DGP. Just remember one statement: after Taliban's taking up the role in Afghanistan, foreign terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir are increasing. Ensure equal net privacy for Indians and others. This is speaking in the context of internal security, social media. And the government of India is selling that social media companies or social intermediaries like Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, Twitter, uh, uh, other social intermediaries have to maintain equal privacy, either it is for foreigners or either it is for Indians. So Indian citizens with equal degree of privacy as they give privacy laws to other countries. This is what it is saying. And internal security front, the second thing is state governments were asked to put up a whistle on communally charged posts on social media. Now state governments are looking after if there is some communally charged social media posts, they are going to take action because this is following after the PFI arrest or ban of PFI, right? Now, at the end of his US tour, Mr. Minister, Indian Minister of External Affairs, that is Mr. Jaishankar, said, we have discussed with the US about the F-16 issue. What is this F-16 issue? Recently, F-16s are the fighter jets which are given by USA to Pakistan. Right now, USA is providing Pakistan's assistance for its F-16 fighter jets. Along with this, US is also giving $400 million package to Pakistan. In this slide, this context is there, which means US is again going in favor of Pakistan by providing fighter jets. Now, Indian concern is that these fighter jets can be used by the Pakistani government against the Indians, or to fight against the Indian soil. That they might be used. As a result, this is in news. Taliban's fire into aid to disperse women rally backing the Iran protests. Now, what is this? In Afghanistan, the Iran protests have extended to Afghanistan, and in Afghanistan, some women started coming out into the air and they started supporting the protest following the death of Masha Amini of Iran. So now the flames have spread from Iran to Afghanistan. As a result, Taliban have spread fire or as opened fire in the air to disperse women. Aung San Suu Kyi jailed for another 3 years by Myanmar junta government. We all know this. Myanmar was ruled by junta government. Now Myanmar was in democratic rule under Aung San Suu Kyi for a few years, but after this, the military has taken up the reins, and she was jailed, and her jail was extended for another 3 years from yesterday. Right now, wait and see. Jaishankar and India's position on Russia's referendums. Recently, Russia has conducted a referendum to annex three parts or three areas which it has gained in Ukraine-Russia war. Now, India's response in this is India is going to respond. So, Jaishankar is asking the world to wait and see. India wants a relationship of mutual sensitivity with China. This comes after Chinese uh, ambassador has claimed that the situation along the line of actual control (LAC) is becoming normal or became normal. So, in this context, Mr. Jaishankar is speaking that we want this issue to be dealt with mutual sensitivity. China has to be more sensitive, like India is in line of actual control. European Union grapples with runaway energy prices, and this is because of Russian-Ukraine war. We all know that European Union is dependent on Russia for its gas reserves, but because of sanctions that the West has kept on Russia, Russia is not sending gas reserves or gas to the so-called Europe. As a result, it is running away with high energy prices. Just remember that. Amid crisis, Lebanon fails to elect new president. Lebanon is facing political and economic crisis from the last 6 months, and now they are trying to elect a new president, but they failed it. Not much relevance for Indian context, but for prelims, they might ask where Lebanon is situated. US announces $810 million in funding for Pacific Islands. Again, this can be studied in how US is focusing on Indo-Pacific or in the Pacific. Now, for the 12 Pacific Island oceans, USA has given $812 million as aid to support these Pacific Island nations. This can be considered as USA's policy of aggression in Indo-Pacific, or it is trying to align its policies with pivot to Asia doctrine, which means USA is coming towards Asia in the Pacific Ocean. So this can be considered in that context. Again, senior citizen families to see small gains in small savings, because recently after 9 quarters, successive quarters, Government of India, that is after 36, 93 of 27 months, after 27 months, senior citizens or Government of India has given relief to the small saving gains. That is, for small saving accounts, it has increased the interest rates. What are these small saving instruments? I'll tell you this in prelims. From the prelims point of view, this is important, and current account deficit is also from prelims point of view. Government aims to borrow 10,000 crores less in financial year 23 to tax mop-up. So recently in the budget 2022-23, Government of India has said that we are going to borrow around 14.21 lakh crores, but this was reduced by 10,000 crores less. So something good for the country, but we have to wait and watch. This is only for prelims, not for mains context. Again, all these are for prelims. I'll discuss that in prelims. Asian stone tools found in Pakistan led to startling revelations. Asian stone tools found in Prakasham district of Andhra Pradesh. Nothing much relevant here. Only for prelims, you have to see what are the megalithic sites in India. Right? This is the things for today's current affairs. The draft telecommunication bill, as I always said this is still in draft policy, so no need to worry into the technicalities of this. When the act is ready, then we can study about that act. Don't waste your time and energy in studying these things. Refugee students from Myanmar admitted into Mizoram schools. Almost 6,000 children belonging to Rohingya crisis or Rohingyas were given admission into this Mizoram schools. This can be shown as compassion and ethics in international relations. Compassion that is shown by Indian government towards these refugees. You can add this in the context of compassion and ethics in international relations. In ethics paper, you can use this. Along with this, you can also use post-Afghanistan terrorist number gear up. This is always already we discussed. This is said by Directorate General of CRPF, Mr. Kuldeep Singh. In the internal security front, you can add this component. Ponniyin Selvan 1, Maniratnam is making a movie on this. Now, this is already I discussed this in current affairs. Ponniyin Selvan is a book which is written by Kalki Krishnamurti, and this book discusses about Cholas. Particularly, they deal with Raja Chola 1. We have already discussed this in Astra series. Raja Chola 1 can be asked for prelims. Now, so this is the context of the day. What are the things that we have to take for prelims for mains today? So if you want me to classify this entire thing, so content extraction for this for today is from the GS paper 1 context. This is particularly only for prelims component, either that Mesolithic sites, megalithic sites, or Raja Cholas. This is only for prelims context. Geography, you have cotton growing plants or soil content moisture is increased. You have only that component here. Not much relevance for mains. When it comes to society in GS paper 1, you have only one thing, that is IAS officer making irremarkable comments that you can use here and there. When it comes to GS paper 2, in polity, the egalitarian outlook of Supreme Court on making abolishing these discriminatory practices between the married women and single women in abortions can be something a victory. Again, in governance, you can use the same IAS officer's example. And then when it comes to social justice, there is no much relevance today. And when it comes to international relations, particularly from GS paper 2, what are the things? India has said that we have to wait and watch what its response is going to be in Ukraine's referendum that is conducted by Russia. That is first one. And India also said that if you want to have a good relation with China, mutual sensitivity is very must in our relations. This is second thing that we had, but the rest of the things like Lebanon, These things are for prelims. Now when you come to GS paper 3, substantial paper today, substantial news are in economy, that too from prelims perspective, where it is speaking about what is the depreciation value of Indian rupee, how it is being depreciated, what are our currency reserves, what are our forex reserves that is available, and what is the currency deficit. At the same time, what is the total number of tax revenue or tax deficit that we had, and what is the borrowings that we are going to make. These things are prelims context. No science and technology news here today. No, in the internal security front, it is noted that almost 6,000 terrorists from foreigners have started encroaching into Jammu and Kashmir after Afghanistan state was created. So these are the things. So very few things for GS paper 1. Here and there you can use only one-liners. Just remember, not more than 10 one-liners are here for GS as far as today's Sameeksha is considered. So that's it for the day. Tomorrow we'll meet. Hope you are enjoying. Keep watching. Have a great day. We'll come out with current affairs very soon.